Hello and welcome, everyone. I'm Margaret Gray. I'm one of the founding members of Relationships and Astrology. And today I'm going to have a little bit of a chat with you about what's going on in the sky rather than do a written blog for the weekend. You probably know me more as MG. It's what I sign my blogs usually on a Monday, the week ahead, and often on a Saturday, sometimes on a Thursday. But because it's been such a busy week in the skies and because there's a lot going on this weekend, I thought, let's just have a talk about it. Sometimes it's easier to go into what the energy feel like by talking rather than writing. So this week, we've really been dealing with an energy, very powerful energy that's been with us since February, and that is really the key theme for the year. So don't worry if you're not an astrologer. I'm not going to just use astrological language. I just want to set the scene in terms of what these energies are about. And these energies are the Saturn Uranus square. Saturn is in Aquarius, Uranus is in Taurus. So for any of you with planets in these two signs, no doubt you've been feeling these strong energies since the start of the year. And there are three important dates to keep in mind. One is February 17th, one was June 15th, and the last one will be December 24th, before these energies keep moving on in their cycle. But in terms of being a key time, this weekend really reverberates most with the energies of June 15th. So I'd like you to give just a little bit of a thought to what was going on for you and what was going on for you in your relationships on June 15th. Some of the energies about this, these are really major evolutionary energies. These are planetary cycles, planetary movements that are way beyond us as individuals. But of course, they impact us because they impact our own charts and they impact the charts of the people around us. And they impact how we interact with the people around us. And these planets are really helping us to grow. They're about our evolutionary growth. They're about us moving forward as a collective. And the key themes and how they impact us is really around the theme of security. Uranus and Taurus, Taurus all about security, but underneath the theme of security, there's another layer deeper, which is about self-value. And that's really what's likely to be triggered this year at those different points in particular, and particularly this weekend, because also Mars comes into the equation. We'll talk about that in a moment. But first, to talk about self-value. Self-value is a work in progress for most of us. I mean, we have days where we probably feel on top of the world, we feel really strong in ourselves, and other days where we feel like we're like a puddle on the ground. Now, this weekend, any issue to do with our self-value that isn't unresolved may get triggered a little bit. And we all know that when we're not feeling so strong in our self-value, then what we attribute our security to, our inner security, which ideally is within ourselves, can easily be projected onto things like success in our career, finances. Money is a big one, and also relationships, where somehow relationships become a reflection and an embodiment of our sense of security rather than within ourselves. Now, this weekend with Mars in the picture, first of all, Mars in Leo can easily kind of really distract us with our ego so that it becomes becomes really about our willfulness. So I want this, so I want to get it, regardless of the effect on both myself and regardless of the effect on the people around me. And Mars in Leo can be amazing in terms of helping us manifest. If we have done a lot of work on our self-value, and if we have done a lot of work on really looking at what brings us security and is our main security within ourselves, then Mars can really help us this weekend to manifest something from that. And it could be something we've really been wanting to do for ages. But remember that this is something internal within us. If we're feeling that we need to prove ourselves in some way with the people around us, the people in our lives, or if we're projecting our sense of inadequacy onto others and blaming them, I'm upset because of this person, I'm, unhappy or frustrated because of this person, then we know it's our ego that's been triggered. And beware of that, because that's really not going to be incredibly helpful to us at all. So looking at relationships, notice what the dynamics are like and think back to June 15th. What was going on for you in your relationships? Because this may be an opportunity for something to actually develop from that. And also just give a thing to what your relationships are about right now. The relationships in your life. By relationships, I don't mean just intimate relationships. I also mean your good friendships, your family dynamics, connections with the people you work with, your colleagues. What's going on in all those areas? And can you link it back at all to June 15th? Because this 13 degrees is really being triggered. So for those of you who know a little bit about your chart, have a look at anything you have at 13 degrees in any sign, but particularly in the sign of Aquarius, in the sign of Taurus, in the sign of Leo, and also in the sign of Cancer. Because the sun is also near that degree this weekend, it's there, and it's really kind of shining a light on all these themes. Now, ideally, we got the moon in Taurus this weekend, which is really a lovely moon, usually to relax, to chill, to maybe go out and have a nice dinner with somebody you care about. But it's going to be next to Uranus, particularly on Sunday. So you may not feel as relaxed as you'd like to be. And those kind of things that usually bring you kind of a sense of inner joy, inner peace may not feel so easy to access. So it's a great weekend to just go out in nature. And you've probably heard me say this ad nauseum, but time in nature really can ground us. So if you've got a yard or you've got a balcony with some plants, this is a wonderful weekend to be with them, to spend some time with them, to spend some time with, our feet, our hands in the dirt, literally, to be near the trees, to be outside in parks, regardless of the weather. Obviously, if it's not scorching hot, and dangerous, but even if it's raining, just to get out. That can help us all reconnect with that sense of inner security within ourselves. Now, the ground itself, even nature, may not feel as stable as we'd like it to be. And hopefully there won't be any instability in the planet. But there is a lot of kind of movement going on. So if you feel kind of like you're feeling goodness, the earth doesn't even feel solid, it's not your imagination. It really isn't very solid at the moment. So it's back to pushing us into our inner security. Now, we've all been through months and months and months of lockdown, which has in a way hopefully helped us to really reconnect with the deeper parts of ourselves and really to find that strong sense of security within ourselves. Now that we're emerging, this is the time where we're kind of testing that out. So really do it at your own pace. This isn't a race. It's not a competition. We need to really take care of ourselves, because if we take care of ourselves, we're also helping our loved ones. It's really, those memes that go around saying, looking after ourselves, the best gift we can give to anybody else, are so true. Because if we take care of ourselves, the other person can also take care of themselves, and other people in our family can do the same. And then nobody is having to jump in and have a sense of needing to rescue anyone. Not that we ever need to feel that anyway, but of course, if we love somebody, we want their life to be as pleasant as possible. So this is really what's going on at the moment this weekend. So it's not a great weekend to, have arguments with people, to get into any kind of debates around issues that are a little challenging, maybe with your family. Avoid any conflict is really what I'm saying. Also be a little careful on the roads. People, not everybody is conscious of what's going on. So we need to be really conscious, really grounded, take a step back, maybe do some meditation, use all your tools you have at your disposal to really center yourself within yourself. And remember that our natal moon tells us a lot about what brings us comfort. So look at where your natal moon is. If your moon is in fire, maybe do something a little fun with your friends. If it's in earth, do something again back to nature, grounding. If it's in air, maybe have a conversation, a chat with friends and loved ones. And if it's in water, literally go by a body of water, or have a lovely bath with candles and lavender. So really self-nurture and, try to maybe detach a little bit from the bigger picture. It's not a great weekend to look at the news every 5 minutes online or otherwise. So from here, from Dublin, Ireland, I wish you all a fabulous weekend. And I will be back on Monday with the week ahead blog. And if you've got any questions, just put them in the chat box. All right, take care, everyone. And thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. Bye-bye.